Push the record button. Welcome to another week of 1 Foot Drive podcast. I am Mike Szabo, joined as always by Andrew Duvall and Tony Iannone. Nice. This week, we're going to recap the Women's U.S. Open, some great action. We're going to recap the Memorial, what happened in Ohio. Preview the Canadian coming up in Toronto. We're going to go over our standings. Where do we stand? Our picks. Playa or pretender. Coach's Corner, AD Weekly, and Fact Check as always. We're going to get into some great stuff. But first things first. Evening, gentlemen. How we doing?
Michael.
Great, Mike. How's everything going? Tony, what's up?
Very good, very good.
It's going well. Can you believe it? We hit a benchmark. This is our 10th podcast, gentlemen, since we started. Unbelievable, right?
I can't. That's crazy.
Can we roll through this smoothly, or what
There's
are
no
we doing
chance.
here? What are we doing
chance
here?
of that. I'll take the over.
No chance. It was already a rocky start. I mean, you might have caught some of us laughing at the beginning. We fired through a little bit, and we forgot to push the record button. So this is a second time through.
Take two.
So we've got the opening down pat. On our 10th episode, we now push the record button.
What a treat.
Yeah,
what
before
a
we
treat.
start. Unbelievable. So, gentlemen, U.S. Women's Open. How much did you guys catch? Erin Hills looked great. The ladies put on a great show. I caught a few rounds in the evenings after work, what I could catch on the replays, and I actually got to watch the final, maybe like 2 holes on Sunday Live by the time I got home. I thought Erin Hills showed great, but what did you guys watch any of it?
No, I missed it all.
I
had a busy weekend, to be honest.
I saw Saturday.
It's a good week, to be honest.
A little bit of coverage Saturday.
Yeah.
Both men and women. I saw about 2 or 3 hours worth. Mike, Erin Hills looked great. Golf course looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Golf was good. I was a little shocked at the scores, although there were only 10 women under par. No, there were 13 women under par, which
in a major U.S. Open.
God bless them. That golf course, they didn't get the weather that I thought they were going to get with some wind and stuff, but man, that place looked good. So,
no, it did. So, our winner. Tony, you want to guess the winner since you watched it or no? Who won it, Tony? No, we won't put you on the spot like that. It was Maja Stark. Guess on the winning score, Tony?
I heard you nailed it.
-7. How about that?
Unreal.
Spot on.
Unreal.
Unbelievable.
This guy don't miss.
Nope. Not very often. So Maja took it home. Nelly Korda was tied for second with Rio, -5, and then right down the list. It was good to see. I think Gino missed a cut. Kind of surprising. Number 2 in the world, just kind of, some days you don't have it. Understandable. Yanni Sin, I was very hopeful. I was big on Yanni coming back, making it through the playoffs. She missed a cut, I believe, by 1, which is kind of disappointing. But other than
she
that,
did.
Yeah, it was good.
She did. We didn't get her. We tried, but Haley Cooper was one of the Epson Tour players that we had reached out to. She had a phenomenal 4-week stretch. If I'm not mistaken, out west, she finished I think she had 4 top 10 finishes, or she had a 14th and then 2 top 4s, something ridiculous like that. You don't see a lot of players coming up. You see, if you see Korn Ferry Tour guys and things like that, they make the cut, they get in, they make the cut. They maybe make a run day 1, day 2. And then, maybe a fade on the weekend. That kind of seems to be the traditional way of things going. Haley finished T7.
Come on, that's awesome.
Yeah, I watched. She shot 71, 72, 72, and finished with 70 to race up the leaderboard there. I watched a little bit of her interviews, and she is a Know Your Carry. It's a company that basically helps sponsor players. There's a group of individuals and investors, a bunch of them that they put together, and they sponsor a bunch of different players and help them out. She's one of them, so it's nice to see
cool.
both her and sponsors making a little bit of money, getting a good showing. Their horse is, doing well out there. So I thought that was a cool story to end the week.
That's really cool.
Yep.
Now, on the last hole, did you guys see any of the highlights on the last hole? Where the young lady was short of the green and it was like death. Then she chipped it, came back to her feet, chipped it again over the green, and she was in the scorer's tent. And then they moved the table and she chipped out of the scorer's tent onto the green, and she ended up making like 7, 8, 9, which was terrible because she went from, I forget the number of, the dollar amount that she dropped. It was really unfortunate, but that was just carnage at the end. She's just trying to get out of the way from Maja and just, you get on the wrong side of that green. It was crazy.
That's very wild. Crazy. I did not see that.
Yeah, look it up. It's cool to see because they got a rules official and it was underneath the scoring table. And she's like, nope, I'm good. Like, I just want to get this over with. I'm going to hit it.
Oh, no.
Might have been a good lie.
Oh, yeah. It was
You're checking it out
Spaniard.
Right now?
Yeah, Ramirez.
Yes.
She whacked it around 18 there. I'm not going to pull up the video, but
it'll kick you out.
The number of shots that are taken around the green here is pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, I mean,
a lot of technique on display there.
To her credit,
that's crazy.
Stark, to her credit, was down in the same spot almost, and instead of going for the flag, she just hit it out to the right, like 20 feet, 30 feet, just way right. I mean, she had 3 strokes to deal with. So that makes it a little easier to do that sort of move. But she made the proper play, threw it way out right. No chance of it coming back to her feet. Snuggle it down, 2-putt, and call it a day.
I've never been in this position before, so I'm not even going to remotely try to relate on what the feelings are. But she had a big enough lead that she got to finish bogey and play conservative for a 3rd shot or 4th shot on the last. So that's got to be a pretty good feeling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So good to see her take it down. Nice little champagne bath on the 18th from her fellow countrymen and countrywomen. So that was cool. But great showing for the ladies once again. Another great major. They went deep. Last week I gave all the numbers on the U.S. Open. The ladies, they set it up to be fair. They still set it up to be challenging. Like you said, there's only 13 ladies who got under par, but it just shows the talent. I mean,
Agreed.
It's crazy. So they got it done. Good showing. So let's head into the Memorial. Tony, did you watch beginning to end of the Memorial, or did you catch any of that?
No, yeah. I didn't see a shot of either one.
Either one. No, I didn't watch any of the Memorial. Duvall, did you catch any?
I saw Saturday. I got to give my father a shout out here, guys. I'm really sorry, but he listens every week. Obviously, like he's in there. My father called it on. Scotty missed a putt on. I think it was 7 or 8. It was a par 5. He had made like 7 to 8 straight pars. I think it was 7 straight pars to start Saturday, and missed a couple of pretty good looks. And my father, once he missed that, he turned and looked at me sitting out on the patio, and he said, "Well, these guys either better start doing something, or Scotty's going to run away with this." And that's pretty much what happened. So
he ran away with it. Touche, buddy. Good call.
Yeah, it was. It's impressive.
It is. We might have to have him call in for some picks, or maybe you should start getting your picks from him.
Sure.
Well, sure. For Andy's picks.
Sure.
Or maybe
Playing
that's
a
where
little
you've been
slump?
getting your picks since you're winning. That you might be getting your picks from him. We don't know.
No, I don't give my secrets away. I don't give my
Mm.
secrets away.
So Memorial, Scotty, once again taking it down, best in the world. Coming up, we got the Canadian Open. They're at TPC Toronto, the U.S. at the Osprey Valley North Course. Little par 70. They take a break this week. Only 7,389 yards, par 70
Yeah,
this
it's
week. So
far from little. Yeah.
yeah, so that's just going to be
That
a
place.
pitch and putt for these boys.
So they definitely have had the America's Tour, which is a combination between Latin America and Canadian Tour now. Back in the day, it was Latin America Tour and Canadian Tour. They have played multiple events there in the last 5 to 6 years. It's usually windy out there, don't get me wrong, but they take it deep. So I have to imagine, unless it gets pretty wild, that that place is going to get tore up.
Do they play it the same as
It's
par 70?
par 71. Par
Okay.
71. I can't remember what hole they change out there.
I think it's 12. I think
Is
12 is
that
a
what it is?
500 and 515 yard par 5. I think they make that a 4.
There you go. Yeah.
I think it's 12.
So
That's just shooting from the hip. Fact check.
it should
I'm gonna say 8.
It should blow out there. Just throwing numbers out. All right.
Yeah.
No, I do.
All
I
right.
think it's 8.
Yeah.
I
Can
think
we get a check mark for next week? What hole it is? I'm
Oh.
gonna take 13. I'm taking 13. Screw it.
Well, no, you didn't do it right. I mean, Tony, the way he's been picking, he gets 12 and everything under. So he gets 12
Exactly.
to 1.
That's right.
You're
That's
right.
right.
He gets
that's
12
right.
to 1 and we just get
That's right.
one hole. That's
Yep.
the way that works.
Stay off of my numbers, okay?
So it should
Guys.
be a good week. It should be a good week out there, though. I mean, it's a pretty stout field, so I expect scores to go low.
Two par 5. So par 70. There's only 2 par 5s. Number 1 and number 18. Can you
Bookend
just
birdies.
as a golfer? That sounds awful.
I
Do you
think
agree?
it's the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, because the way that I would look at it is if I get to start on 10, I'm gonna play a solid front.
Well, yeah.
First 8 holes.
Start on
I get
10's different.
It's not though. I'm gonna give you both.
I'm
so
talking
if I
about
get
a
to
regular golfer.
If I get to start on 10, I get to play back-to-back par 5s. If I get to start on 1, I get to start my day off. If I play a good golf hole, I'm under par with a little bit of confidence walking to 2 or 2 under.
Yeah.
And then I know that I've got a par 5 to finish. So it's I kind
Clean
of
up a mistake.
I kind of go the opposite way there.
I just like having a little par 5 sprinklage throughout the round, you know?
Yeah, I feel that. that.
Especially when you're playing some par 4s that are like beastly. These are like some big par 4s.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike. No, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just going to say I like the beginning and ending par 5s 10,000% better than a beginning and ending par 3.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot me in the face.
Unquestioned.
Just shoot me in the face.
You shouldn't even be able to play golf. There shouldn't be golf courses allowed to be made that way. 1 and 18 is par 3s. No, it's.
Well, there is. There's one I know of that starts on 1, 9, 10, and 18 are all par 3s. How about that?
No, I'm out. Yeah. Nah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I mean.
So what were you saying, Deval?
This is the did you guys know this is the second longest tour event? Second longest running tour event. Sorry.
Oh, I did not know that. I know it's been around for a while. I didn't realize that.
I didn't realize that at all.
I think it started, 58, 62?
I don't have that.
Yeah, like somewhere between like 40 and 70.
Fact
somewhere
check.
in that range.
Yeah. So we'll guess Tony gets everything 70 and under.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Here, do you want to guess the oldest tour event? The longest running tour event?
Riviera.
Mm-mm.
No, it's going to be
Colonial.
Nope.
The longest running Hartford.
The Honda.
No, that's a good guess though. It's the BMW, which
Where? Chicago?
the Chicago event. I don't know. I don't know what it used to
Really?
be, but
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
The Buick, I think it was when Tiger was.
The Buick was California.
Firestone.
That's Firestone.
Wait, Buick. Didn't they
Buick.
have
The Buick
Well,
Open
didn't they have a
was
couple Buicks? Didn't they have a couple
Torrey
Buicks?
Pines. Yeah, they did. They had 2 or 3 Buicks at the time.
Yeah, I think one. Like I thought. Yeah, Firestone. Yeah, I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I don't want to fact check on that either.
The Western
Nobody
Open.
blow me up.
It used to be
anywhere.
the Western Open.
Firestone was always Firestone for the tires, I thought. And it was a
maybe.
like a NEC event or something like that.
Yeah,
It definitely was a World Golf Championship event for sure.
yeah. So yeah, the Western Open was the previous name.
No shit.
Of the yeah.
That was a tricky one because it has a name switch.
Yeah. But yeah, so a lot of history. The
That's
Canadian Open.
It's a big event up there. I mean,
I love what they've been doing recently with the hockey rink on the par 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is
Super
sweet.
cool.
That is a cool twist.
Yeah. Hey, listen, they've got a team in it this year. The Oilers are playing, so it's not Toronto, never is, but you know, they at least have one in the finals. So
shots fired.
I mean, the Bieber curse is real, boys.
I can't talk. I don't even. Yeah.
Hey, not to make this an NHL pod, but Florida Panthers is back at it again. So feel free. Although I'm a Pens fan. Transplant Florida Panthers when they got good. Bandwagon.
I like it. Edmonton was my pick this year. I had them going back and getting revenge. Yes, sir.
Wow.
I didn't have the Panthers there.
It's going to be a good series.
The Panthers. I actually had Edmonton versus Toronto. I thought it was going to be all Canadian, so I got half of it right.
Oh, that would have been sick.
Oh, yeah. I thought it would have lit Canada on fire. Thought it would have been very cool event.
Definitely.
Man. Wow.
But,
all right.
Do you guys...
Back to the RBC?
Golf. Yeah. What? Either you want to take a guess who won last year? Do you know?
Yeah. McIntyre.
Yeah. Yep. Minus 16.
Yes.
Closely contended.
But that was at a different course, right?
Yeah, they rotate it usually.
They're gonna have it at this one for 2 years, right? That's what I heard.
Oh, is that their that's their play? Oh, good for them. Well, I mean, it is TPC. It is a TPC course. So.
Well, I guess the members at all these city courses are just like kind of sick of hosting.
I mean, I can see that.
Get that.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the places get tore up with concessions, with all the trucks and everything that are brought in
traffic,
to be able to do
crowds,
all the booth, everything, man. It's just tore up afterward. I mean, they get paid a decent amount to be able to cover all the shit that's going on, and they get paid, but it's. I worked at a club called Eagle Point Golf Club, and they hosted the Wells Fargo the year the PGA was there, so it would have been like 17, 18, somewhere in there, 16, 17, 18, and 14 maybe. And they were like, we'll never do it again. They tore up the par 3. They have a par 3 course. They had everything over there, all the broadcast, everything going on, and it just tore the whole golf course up. So, yeah, I mean,
I told you guys when I went to Oak Hill, right, for the PGA Championship.
Yeah,
they had us parking on the fairway from the south course or whatever.
Yeah, the other course,
the west,
the east course. Yeah, I don't know.
East or west, whichever way it is.
Yeah, whatever it is. But
I get them confused.
Jesus,
I can only imagine.
Can you imagine what that looked like after a week?
They used to have. There used to be a golf course in Pasadena that would take parking for whatever football stadium, college football. Brookside used to get.
Yeah, it's for the UCLA. It's for the Rose Bowl.
That's what it is. Yeah. Rose Bowl. Yep.
Yeah, Rose Bowl, Pasadena, Brookside.
Great golf course, by the way. I used to play the Pepsi Tour out there on it. That golf course, number 2 or 3 is like one of the hardest par 4s I've ever played. It's like 480 into the wind.
I used it for a parking lot
And you're hitting out of tire tracks usually.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're literally you're bashing it all over. Yeah. So
What are we doing here, boys?
yeah, listen, I played it all the time. I loved it out there. I absolutely love that place. Played like shit every week. I played out there, but it is what it is.
Love it.
Ready to recap?
Yeah,
Ready
we
to
gonna rip
recap?
picks.
You got it, boys.
Yeah. So let's recap where we are. Let's pay out the receipts. U.S. Open last week. Favorites. AD had Koo, finished even. Tony had Gino, got cut. Gia had Nelly, finished second. And I had Rio Takada, finished second, -5. So those are a couple good picks there. Top 30. We had... I got cut with Yanni. Andy got cut with Kupcho. Who won?
Nice.
Lindglad. Tony
Let's
took
go.
it down with Lindglad, +6, tied for 35th.
Good old
And,
Ingrid.
I'm gonna go use the restroom. You guys can just finish up
Cash.
these picks. I'll be back when you're done. For
No,
crying out loud. I mean, I'm not
yeah.
even here.
We'll wait for
Go
you.
ahead. No, I'm kidding. I was just
Cash.
like, I've got no picks. I'm just gonna sit here and listen to Andy cut, his pick, cut.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Speaking of which, let's just
copy
keep with
and
that
paste
theme. Low amateur.
Oh, mine got in
O'Keefe
there.
for Andy, +7, tied 36. Hey, you made a cut, Andy.
Yep.
Gia had asterisk Tally. She got cut. Tony had a scooter cut. And I had the lady.
Did you take
who
Wode?
she actually won the low amateur with +5.
Yeah. Lottie.
Miss Lottie Wode. So check mark for the
Nice.
big man on that one.
I was praying that you didn't have that. I didn't have it written down. And I'm like, I think I got low am, and then I didn't.
No, I love that one. That was she was a Euro, ranked #1 in the world. Yeah, that was a layup.
Yeah, just a favorite.
You got it. She actually wasn't favorite, but she was up there. Score. We picked the score. Tony went +1 and over, so he had all over par.
Wow.
That didn't work. AD had even. Gia had -2, and I rocked it with -7.
Which was
right
the
on
winning
the
score.
number. Let's go. So with that being said,
Man, this is a tough week.
After the LPGA, I got 2, Tony got 1. So that puts Duval and I at 11, Tony at 8. And then we cut some memorial picks. We'll fly through this. We felt bad for Tony because he was so far behind. We had a no Scotty in the regular season, but we let Tony pick Scotty. So that worked out well for him. That'll probably be the last time we do that. Scotty is for majors only. But good job, Tony, -10. I had Straka -5, finished third. Would have been up there except for a guy named Scotty, and AD had Connors +4. Top 20, Tony took this down with Fox at +2, tied for 20th. And then top 10 pick, Andy, your first check mark in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks. You had Keegan Bradley -1, tied for 7th.
Nice.
So congrats on that. So our final standings after all these picks is Andy and I are tied at 12. Tony's at 10. This is a dogfight going into the last week of our picks. We'll be reformatting our picks after this week. So this week we got a lot to do, boys. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things we're picking. So let's start out Canadian favorite.
Wait, what am I missing here? I only have 4.
I guess you're going to find out. Here we go.
Oh, shooting from the hip here, boys. All right, let's fire.
Yeah, well, it's the one you suggested, so I'll wait till the light bulb goes off, and I'll watch your video just to realize when it does, whenever it hits
Perfect.
you. Yeah.
Perfect.
So, favorite, Tony, who do you have winning the Canadian this week?
Well, he's well rested.
Oh, Jesus. He's taking number 2 in the world again.
You got a sign for me, Mike? You got it?
I found it.
Can you put it back together for
What
me?
are we doing?
Throw some duct tape on there.
What are we doing?
Give me the Northern Ireland man, Mr. Rory McIlroy.
That's what happens when you're in last place. You get to go first.
Unbelievable.
Get to take the favorites.
Come on.
Andy, why don't you go next? We're tied. It is my turn, but I'll defer to you because I'm between three guys, and I'm hoping you pick one of them. So
between three guys, I'm gonna go with Lowry this week. So I'm gonna take the other Irishman. Yeah,
that was not one of them. That was not one of them. You know who I think.
Who do you have for three, Mike? Give us the three names. Let's break it down.
I have Aberg just because he was highly ranked, but I don't know. I don't feel it. Aberg's out. And I'm between Jay Rose and Mr. Burns. Those two names are jumping out at me.
Wow.
I feel like whichever one I pick, but I got to go with my gut. The first name that jumped off when I looked at the whole thing was Jay Rose.
Yep. I had him. I was between Lowry and Justin Rose.
Were you? Good.
Yeah, because I think he's going to do extremely well at the U.S. Open next week.
I do too.
So, yep.
Top 20, Tony. That's going to be 50th ranked in the world and higher that we think is going to finish in the top 20. Who do you got, Tony?
It, man. Don't do it.
He's got to go with number 50.
Don't do it.
No, I don't. Well,
you got to go with 51.
So, I was thinking about taking my boy Norin. Because he's coming back. But this is not a major. He's gonna save his sauce for next week.
Yeah, he's probably gonna miss it both ways this week just to get ready for the.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yes, just test out that little left miss. So I'm gonna go with distance and my boy Eric Van Rooyen.
No, bro, no. I don't even have a second one to pick now. I got to go back and look at this.
That makes it even sweeter.
Actually, I already know who I'm going with. I'm 90% positive he's 51st in the world. He's either 50th or 51st.
Hughes?
Should I not take him then?
I'm going with Hughes. I'm going with Hughes. If
Hughes
you're taking
50.
Van Rooyen, yo, listen, I think Van Rooyen's a great pick. Van Rooyen just blew the field away this week at a U.S. Open qualifier. He won by like 5 or 6 at his site.
He did well in the opposite field event as well. I think he was runner-up last week.
What?
Wasn't there a opposite field event? No.
Not on this tour.
I don't think he could play the U.S. Women's Open.
And the Memorial had a cut. I found that out the hard way because I picked some guys thinking this was a signature event, and they had a cut. So,
boy, I really hope that there wasn't Van Rooyen playing last week.
Was he in it?
There was no second event.
No, I think he was playing.
Let me see. What did I read wrong?
He was playing. He played the Memorial, I thought. Did I miss something?
No, he probably did, and I'm
pretty sure he's
something.
in the Memorial.
Yeah,
he's top 60. He's top 60 in the world. He's going to be in the Memorial.
Yeah, he's 74th or 79th. Boy, we've.
All right,
I can't.
Train's off the track. I'm going to get this back on the track here. I
can't find it.
There was no second event last week. All right, my pick. This is actually going to be pretty funny for me because I don't know. I really don't have any love for the guy, but his name jumped off. I think he's playing semi-good, and he was just in the news for a couple things. I think we're going to talk about it later, but I'm going to go with Maxwell Homa.
Oh, Jesus.
These are just the screwy enough events that he kind of shows up and does well and keeps his status. So,
I'm pretty sure he picked up Happy Gilmore's caddy this week for this event. So, That's good.
It's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
what I've been saying the whole time.
Yep, I agree.
It don't matter. You want to do it? Let's go. They actually even did it in Tin Cup. Don Johnson's like, you, bag, when he fired Tin Cup. Went on to win the tournament, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
but
if it happened in Tin Cup, then
I mean,
Yeah.
it's gotta be real.
I mean, it's just another example, that's all.
It's gotta be true.
Long shot, guys. Just keep racking up examples.
Oh, spade is spade. I mean,
a spade.
It's a spade.
A spade is a spade at this point. And with Homa making it just that much more relevant, it's literally working out great. So,
next up is somebody ranked 100 or more in the world,
oh yeah.
and we're thinking that they're going to finish top 40 or better.
I got
Tony.
a sleeper. Go ahead, Tony.
I'm about to steal it, I bet. Give me Luke Clanton.
Dude, get the
Who is it?
Luke Clanton.
This
Pro.
dude doesn't watch any golf on the weekend. All right.
Yeah.
Picks up an Instagram post of Luke Clanton.
I don't look at Instagram either.
And then the next thing you know, he just takes my picks.
No.
Like the. Okay.
How do you spell this guy's last name? So
Clanton.
This is how you know this is totally raw, and we're just firing from the hip.
That's what we do.
This is how we do it.
I'm livid.
Unfiltered hashtag.
Right now. I'm livid.
That's wonderful. Okay, so this dude's pretty awesome though. Like, just turned pro. He's played in a bunch of tour events as an amateur, and he's got 4 top 10s. He's averaging a stroke and a half strokes gained driving distance. He's got the lowest scoring average in FSU history. I mean, I don't know. I think he's gonna come out firing, and I think he's a sure-in for what is this top
40?
40?
Top 40? Yeah.
Yeah, he actually too.
Easy money.
I mean, and I know we're going to be doing U.S. Open qualifying coverage later. I get it, but like he just missed out in Canada this week by like a shot or two to qualify for the U.S. Open, first one as a pro. So the kid's been playing good. He's been an absolute stud at FSU, and he was. He's actually the guy that you sent. I'm playing US 4 ball with a Luke myself, and you had sent that Mike as a joke that I was that he was pretty good, and it was Luke Clanton as number one as the number one in the world AM. So,
that's where that came from.
Yeah. So
beautiful.
Yeah,
so,
Luke Clanton.
That's great. So you both got your pick from my post. I love it.
Yep.
So,
who you gonna pivot to, Andy?
Might be your new Gerard.
Might be.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this kid may come out fired.
Well, now that I picked him, he'll miss the cut for sure.
Yeah.
Tony Juju is on.
First professional tour event, not an AM, no, like all the
expectations, get all jazzed up,
all the media,
for sure.
Played 36 on Monday for US Open. I mean, it just is.
Get the man some beta blockers.
So, I'm now between 3 guys. I want to take a Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to take my boy Smalley here.
That would have been a good one. We should have done Canadians.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take Adam Hadwin.
Nice.
The Canadian. Yeah, he's 105th, and it's they're at home. If he's been out there with Nick, if I could take Nick Taylor, I would. But
you think he's fully recovered from getting tackled last year?
I don't know, man.
2 years ago.
Yeah, he got tackled and then he busted up a sprinkler head this year somewhere. I can't remember where it was.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah, that was him.
Oh.
So you know what? I'm gonna actually switch it up and I'm gonna go with Alex Smalley.
Oh my gosh. Can't get too much Smalley. All right.
So
put my drink out. Thank you.
go ahead, Michael.
All right. I also in between three. I was leaning towards Grillo, but I think he's out. I was going between Damon, who's been he's been playing well this year, and for him to make a cut and finish top 40 in an event like this, I don't think that's too much to ask. But he's just not dark horse enough for me, so I'm not going to go Damon. I'm going to go with this dude was a flash in the pan for a little bit, hits it a mile, and I think this course is something that sets up well for him. Mr. Cameron Champ.
Nice.
Oh wow.
It's been a minute. I went deep. He's like 220 in the world or something.
Is he really?
He's way down. He's like maybe
Wow.
215, 218, somewhere in there. Maybe
I
210.
don't even see him on the list.
Oh no, is he not in? You got to go way down.
I don't even see him on the list.
Got to go way down.
He's 420th.
Whoa.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah.
So that's a really good pick then.
It's Mike's
I like
lucky
that.
number.
The odds should be just in my sweet spot that I like, probably like plus 100,000.
$1 million?
Yeah. All I need is a nickel.
Man,
Can you
Mike
imagine?
Weir's
What
playing.
a call.
Mike Weir's playing. Dude, I actually hope Cameron Champ wins.
How did Mike Weir get in the field? Is that a sponsor?
Yeah,
they're sponsors.
Yeah,
same with like Brant Snedeker taking his second sponsors exemption in 2 weeks.
Yeah, like there's some guys in here that you just don't even. Matthew Scobie, Wee Swan Wang,
That's a player pretender.
Yeah, Ashton McCulloch.
I missed them.
Wes Heffernan, who's actually he's a good PGA pro, Canadian PGA
cousin?
pro. Say that again. Doug Heffernan?
Yeah.
No, they're
not related.
No, I don't think they're related. Close though. They're close though. So yeah, there's actually a boatload of sponsors exemptions this week. There's got to be a dozen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So much for
12,
open.
13, 14, 15. Jesus.
Yeah.
There might be 20 sponsors exemptions this week.
You know what's funny too?
Pretty watered down.
I learned RBC is a American company based in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's I thought it was Royal Bank of Canada.
Yeah. How could
we'll
have to fact check.
They moved to America to avoid taxes. If you think your taxes are bad in America, where do you go north of the border?
No, you should come to Florida.
Yeah.
Come to Florida. What are taxes?
Talk about taxes?
Taxes?
Taxes? What taxes?
This is where people come to tax evade. So anyways.
All right. So that's a bow on the R. That's a bow on a Canadian. Our last pick.
Event.
Oh no, we do have one more pick with the Canadian. This is the one you're missing, Duvall, that you suggested.
Yeah, number, right?
The final score. Yeah, final score. All right, Tony. Final score of the event. What's it going to be? And you get one number, not 10.
He's going to
15
take
under.
Jesus.
What'd you say?
15 under.
15?
15? Jesus.
All right. Duvall.
I'm going to take 22.
Nice. I like it. If Scotty was in the field, I would go like 31. But since Scotty's not in the field and Rory's in the field, I think, what is it, par 70?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 70, 64, 65 is...
65's 5 under.
So you got 11, 22. That's a really good number.
Yep.
I will go...
Should probably go 19.
I'm going to go 23.
Wow. That's a bullshit Price is Right play.
You got it.
Yeah,
That's how that works.
It's.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
That's how we pin the leader down, Tony. Cut him off.
I like it.
Cut him off. Our last pick, boys, Live. The Live boys are back. They're going to do a little tune-up before 14 or 16 of them go to the U.S. Open next week. So Live is at Robert Trent Jones in Virginia, Lake Manassas. You boys ever been to this place or see it or hear of it?
Never. I've heard of it.
Haven't
Never
played a lot of
been.
RTJ tracks though.
So they hosted the Solheim Cup in 2024 and President's Cup in 94, 96, 2000, and 2005.
Oh, wow.
And I was there in 2005. When I got back from California, I took a job in Virginia, Haymarket, Virginia, Bull Run. And that is right for the people that live in that area or know that area, that is right up the road from RTJ. So I was able to get out to the course. I didn't get to play it because it was a President's Cup year. It was tough to get on. I got there like in April, and it was just tough to get on. It was crazy. But I was able to walk the course during the event. Really, really cool. Right along the lake. Just
sweet.
Just everything you'd think about with a Robert Trent Jones. It was really, really nice. So I was in the area for that last event they hosted. But with that said, who do you like for the Live? Going to be warming up for the U.S. Open.
Are we letting Tony go first?
I guess. I mean, that's the rule. He's in last place.
I know.
What?
I mean, he's just Bryson with a capital B.
Yeah.
Or what?
I mean, how can I not?
He doesn't even hide it. He didn't even question. He's like, yeah.
I'll just take Bryson.
I mean, how could I not, right?
I mean,
you could get adventurous and stray off the path.
It's unbelievable.
Or do we need to make a Bryson rule? Or do we need to make a Bryson rule?
No, there's
no.
We should probably make a freaking Joaquin Neiman rule. He's won more than.
Oh, I know. That's why I was happy that Tony took Bryson. I'm a big Bryson guy, but I'm happy Tony took him. Is that you take it, Tony?
Week before a major, give me the big man.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting. I think he'd just be working on it. Right.
Hopefully he's working on distance control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who do you like, Mike,
you gonna let me go?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah. Man, to just not. I mean, I really want to take Joaquin Neiman, but yeah, I'm gonna go out and take Joaquin Neiman.
Neiman off the board.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, RTJ is not a bomber's track. It is one where you got to think your way around. You got to put yourself in the right positions, sort of like Augusta. So with that in mind, I'm going to take my boy, Fatty Reed. Take him for RTJ.
Jesus. All right.
Sounds like Wingfoot.
I like that. I like that.
My boy will get it done. I'm sure he'll bend a few rules as he's going around the course. But
as he does.
Yep, that's how it happens.
As he does. Robin's racing, baby. Robin's racing.
Yep, if you're not deflating footballs, you're not trying.
Agreed.
So, anyway.
Oh, by the way, how do you feel about Josh Allen getting married last weekend? You feel good about that?
I missed that too, I guess.
You excited?
That happened like Saturday. I think it's fine. Settle down.
I think so too.
Maybe he won't be as. I mean, the only if he starts having kids, I don't know how that'll affect his football. But
I mean, probably not. She might keep him away from the golf course a little bit more, so that might help out. Maybe checks the playbook a little bit. But
yeah, true.
Other than that,
very true. Jay Allen, yeah, congrats, JA17.
Yeah, I love it.
Went through with it.
I love it. Good for you, man.
Congrats.
Well, with that, we'll transition into our world famous segment that we typically do, the fan favorite.
Oh, player.
There it is. So Tony got us last week. We stumbled. We had a 4-game win streak. Tony got even with us. So now, Tony, take it away. What do we got this week?
All right. We got a little Canadian edition for you guys.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, yeah. Godspeed. Once again, just a quick reminder: we're playing the old golf, 2 truths and a lie. So I'm gonna give you 3 golfers. You gotta guess the pretender. Here we go. All right. Player number 1, James Nelford, born in Vancouver, British Columbia. In 1977, Nelford turned professional. He played on the PGA Tour from 78 to 88. His best finish was second at the 83 Sea Pines Heritage Classic and the 84 Bing Crosby Pro-Am, in which he lost to Hal Irwin in a playoff. He won the World Cup with Dale Halldorson in 1980 and won one Tournament Players Series event, a PGA Tour satellite event. That is golfer number 1, James Nelford. Moving on, golfer number 2, Garrett Morden, born in Whitehorse, Yukon, Canada, turned professional in 1992. Played primarily on the Canadian and Asian tours, winning the 97 Victorian PGA Championship earned him partial tour status for the 98 season. He made one cut on the tour, a T9 finish at the 2000 John Deere Classic after Monday qualifying with a borrowed set, and competed in his only major in 2001 at the British Open. And then that's golfer number 2. His name, Garrett Morden. And finally, David Moreland. Moreland, born in North Bay, Ontario, turned professional in 91 after going to Kent State. First professional success came in the 99 McDonald's Prince Edward Island Challenge on the Canadian Tour. Late 99, Moreland finished tied for 16th place at Q School to gain him tour status for 2000 season. He had 4 seasons on the PGA Tour: 2000, 2001, 2002, 2004. Best season was 2002. He finished 150th in the money list, had 3 top 10 finishes, and his best finish being tied 5th in the 2001 Canadian Open.
Moreland's real. David Moreland's real. Yeah, I know that for a fact. So
you got a coin flip.
1 to 2. I feel like Morden. Can I get a spelling?
Morden.
Oh man.
And the first player was who again?
James Nelford.
Man, Nelford. I don't
You
know.
know,
I don't know.
Tony likes to put those little wrinkles in with the made-up player. Like last week was she carved holes in her own lawn, and this week on number 2 he put about playing with a borrowed set. So I lean towards number 1 again, but when he actually put it on number 1 2 weeks in a row,
I don't think.
Tough.
I know that you threw that out there, but with the amount of coverage that I've seen Tony have this year watching any golf, I feel like he may not have understood that you are thinking about where he puts players. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with 1 as well.
Yeah. I lock it in. 1.
I feel like Morden is real.
Are you guessing 1 because of the borrowed set thing? Because that was number 2.
Correct. You may. Yeah.
Making sure.
Yeah.
So you're
reverse
saying
psychology.
You're saying number 1 is the pretender.
Yes.
Final answer?
I think number 1 is the pretender.
Oh, it was 2? The borrowed set. I should have stuck with my gut.
Man, the only
problem should have, yeah.
See, like, you want to know
what that shit in there?
You want to know what got me? Do you want to hear an interesting story from the U.S. Women's Open this week?
Yeah.
One of the girls, I can't remember her name, her Airbnb got broken into. and they had to like immediately leave because it got broken into. And her boyfriend ended up taking her clubs by accident and flew back to LA.
Oh, geez.
She had to use Gabriella Ruffles clubs after she used them in the morning to play her afternoon round. So she had to play with borrowed clubs.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I was like,
Interesting.
it happens. I lost clubs from a flight to use for US Open. I've lost I had nothing. I had no clothes. I played barefoot US Open qualifier in like 2014. So it happens.
It does. Wait, did you just say you played barefoot?
Yeah, it was so wet. I only had these teal boat shoes, and that was all I had. And I was like, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. And then it was so wet by the end of the second hole, they were so wet that they were like slipping on the inside. Like I couldn't even like walk in them. So I just played barefoot with a borrowed set of clubs in West Virginia for US Open qualifier.
I take it you didn't qualify.
No, I shot 73 and missed by 2. Yeah, shot 73, missed by 2, and I hit 2 5-irons like 30 yards right. Made double on both par 3s. Yeah, it was close. I was close, but best driver. I think maybe the straightest driver I ever had in my life. I had this offset Cobra with a senior flex shaft in it, and I hit it dead straight, but it only went like 240 yards. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun day, but
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I thought maybe the borrowed clubs could have been real. Whatever.
Yeah. Good try, boys.
Good job, Tony. Way to go.
Job,
I hope
you're on a 2-week streak.
Got to go with my gut.
Yeah.
Mike, hit it.
Let this be a lesson.
Yeah, that was my fault.
A good try.
Nah.
Very good, very good. All right, we have. I played yesterday, boys.
Little mini coach's corner for us here.
The Lonnie Nilsson. So for those that know Lonnie, great guy in our Western New York section. Did a lot for the game in this area. Went on the senior tour, ripped it up for a little while once he got status, and shout out to. Lonnie and his family. His widow was there yesterday and the daughter, so that was great. Frank LaForce did a great job with a speech after the round, really to capture Lonnie's spirit in the event and the day. So it was a great time. We had great weather. Course, as always, Craigburn. You can't go wrong with Craigburn, right? It was in really good shape. My game last year, I hit one fairway last year en route to shooting like 95. This year, I'm proud to report I hit 9 fairways and got it in with 85. So I made a tremendous improvement.
Solid.
Year over year, right?
That is solid.
My one, what's that?
2030, by 2030, you'll be at like 65.
I'll be a contender. But the scores for the professionals were, there were 2 guys that went pretty deep. Swanee won the event. He holed out a deuce on a par 4, so that got him 1 over Palladino, who was on a heater. He just shot 67 down at Lawrence Park. So Swanee and Palladino got it done, and then everybody else was negative. It was a Stableford points, so everybody else was negative. I unfortunately had a few whipses. Where'd Andy go? Got dog problems?
Yep. Yeah, we're good.
Good shape? All right. So
sorry.
I was cruising around, and usually those events, like it's Stableford. If I was trying to make birdies for our team. Our team did really well. We finished 4th out of 28 teams, and I was just trying to make birdies for the team. And if I was out of it, I kind of just slap it around. Looking back, I wish I kind of didn't because I missed getting paid by 2. Didn't realize the scores were going to be that high yesterday. How about that?
Oh,
could have got paid. And the other thing that burns you, I know Tony's going to get out the world's smallest violin for me, but my pet peeve, had 5 mud balls yesterday. 9 fairways I hit. I had 5 mud balls, resulting in about 4 lost strokes that I can account that towards or attribute it towards. Just you hit the ball and, well.
So how'd you attack those mud balls, Michael?
I just hit them like normal, just hoping that they would work out. I mean, what are you going to do? There's no scientific data that the mud on the right, the ball goes left, or the ball, there's no data
Correct.
on it. There's
Correct.
no anything. It's just one of those
Is there no?
It's just one of those rub of the green things that hardcore traditionalists,
I thought it
crank it
was
out to
proven.
that, we gotta
Is there
play it
no
as it
data?
lies.
I thought it was proven that it goes the opposite way.
Yeah, if it's on the right hand side of the ball, it's heavier, so therefore the ball ends up going left and vice versa. Now, I don't know if it's scientific, but that's the rule of thumb. So you were always,
Yeah, I don't know.
if
I
it's
think that's a
if it's
here-
once,
lifestyle. There's so many variables. That's based on probably zero path, square club face. Like what happens if you're coming out to in at a -6 and you're a little steep and you stand the club up? What happens then if the mud's on the right side of the ball?
What happens if you drive it into 4 divots?
And how much
oh Jesus Christ, Tony, get out of here.
the same thing. Your hardcore traditionalists, their
But
zipper is busting out of their pants because they're so happy that he's gonna hit out of a divot. He hit a 305 down the middle and he's gonna hit out of a divot. Watch this.
But a divot,
So, yeah,
you know
Dude.
the ball, like that you can where the ball's going to go out of a divot. You
Yeah.
can play like I'm going to open my stance and I'm going to hack down on this and I'm going to play
it's
for
just
that
you make
like
a bigger
squeezer right. Yeah, I'm going to
you
play
just
for
make
like
a bigger
squeeze.
divot. Depending how big the divot is, where your ball is it in the front or the back of the divot? Is it below the surface the whole way? Like,
But you've got a specific technique for when the ball's in the divot, or an adjustment to your technique, correct?
Correct.
well, yeah, it's like anything else. You got to have.
But why wouldn't you have an adjustment to your technique when you have a mud ball?
Because here's the
Because
thing.
you have no idea where it's going.
Because here's the thing. Let's
no
call
idea where it's going.
So
let's
okay.
call a spade a spade.
What happens
Let's
when you're
call-
having a bad day and you don't know where the ball's going? What do you do?
No,
That's way different because
let's call-
you're
So
still
what do you do?
got it. You still got the ability to know. Okay, I pulled it left. It's fading right. You know that the club, but you know your ball flight laws. You know what's going on.
You also
And
have
with a
to
mud
think
ball,
about
you have
this.
no idea.
You also have to think about the fact of that if you can't miss right, you're not going to take a mud ball and knowing it's going to go left to try to play it over wherever you're dead to have it go back left.
Correct.
Like it's just and the difference is like if you have a mud ball and you try to cut it, you don't know where the ball you don't know how that ball's going to react. You don't know if is it not going to cut because you can't produce as much spin, all of that stuff.
The amount of mud that's on the ball, is there a lot? Is there a little? I had it twice.
When you're in the rough, all of those things come into play as well.
It does, but the difference is it's
not on the ball.
Bad.
It's not.
But
it's not on the ball, Tony. Your ball is in the grass.
You're taking. I kind of feel like you're taking this to an extreme of like where there is variability to the fact of like you have a lie. There's variables to a lie in the rough, and we understand that. We're like, the ball's probably not going to curve as much. The ball's going to come out with less spin. It could come out dead. It could come out hot. This, that, and the next thing. Sure. The difference is that if you're coming with a shot out of the rough, the ball's not going to curve 25 extra yards.
So what did the guys tell Tiger to do when you remember?
What say? I don't.
Ball on the ground.
I want you.
I didn't hear what you said.
He said, "What did
I have. I've gotten mud balls. It's been awful up here."
But my point is, are you telling me that? So the first time we talked about this, right? You said if you have to, just bump and run it down the fairway so the mud comes off the ball.
There. Yeah.
Is that what you do?
I have, yeah.
You're not a good liar. There's no way you did that.
What? You're telling me that if you're in the middle of
them go sideways, yeah.
So that's my point.
Yeah, exactly.
You had no idea where the balls went. So you're telling me that,
Yes, and I learned that lesson, and now I don't.
bro, the PGA Tour players are not doing that. And I'm not gonna sit here and
Well, then
say
they
that.
continue to deal with the results. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Sure, sure. I think that that's like a bold claim to be able to sit there and be like, yeah, we're just like I'm Scotty or I'm Tiger or I'm whoever, and I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna take out like my 4-iron and I'm gonna try to like scoot this down and hope the mud comes off the ball and then get it up and down. Like,
Well, either way, you don't have to deal with like a mud ball when you're hitting like a shot around the green. Like it's going to react differently.
Oh, absolutely. I had 2 chip shots that still had mud
But
on
they're
the
not
ball
going to
from the
like
fairway.
go wild missing, is what I'm saying.
no,
Like they're
but you
not
don't
bringing a
know how.
penalty
Absolutely they
shot in the
did.
way.
Yes, they did.
What? Why would you? Why would you putt with
Are you
mud on your
kidding me?
ball? Would you putt with mud on your ball?
You're not going to get a penalty stroke, is what I'm saying.
What are you
The
saying?
original mud ball argument was because those guys pulled it into the water.
I'm willing to go back. I'm willing to go
Yeah.
Go
back and
ahead. Those shots that they hit, they pulled into the water.
yeah, but what
If there is a hazard in play, yes, I am chipping the ball down there. I am not risking it, dude. And no, you're not getting around the green is different. It's just the risk that you're bringing into play when there's a hazard.
okay,
I'm not
if
talking
that's
about
what we're
just
going with, then I'm good with that. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. You didn't shape it that way at all before, but if that's how
Yeah.
you're shaping it now, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a hazard left and you can't go left, and you don't know where the mud ball's going, it's totally reasonable to chip it. I
To
get
like
that.
to like
that
pitch.
was the shot that we talked about the original time.
Okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. We only hear every third word you say anyway, so we must have missed it.
All right, fact check it.
We could fact check that.
We could definitely fact check it.
I'll be up
But
until
if you have a mud ball from the fairway and you miss the green by a little bit, and then you have to chip with that ball still with mud on it, your comment that it doesn't matter, it absolutely matters.
No, it matters, but you're not bringing in like a number that you would if you're hitting a full shot. That's what I'm saying. Like
no, but it's a
but it
stroke.
still
stroke.
counts as a stroke. So like if I'm chipping
Yeah,
from if it's a
you
stock
could
if it's a
you could get
stock
a
25-foot chip shot with a bump and run 8-iron that I hit to 3 feet 9 out of 10 times, and now I chip that same shot with mud on it, and it keeps going to the left because it's got the mud, and now I got 15 feet and I missed a putt. That's a stroke.
Yeah.
sure.
That's a stroke. So that's
Sure.
that's and it's not because I picked up
Again.
mud when I missed the green. It's because it was still from the fairway, which I hit the fairway, and you get penalized. I understand it. You're hardcore traditionalists, love it. I'm not a fan of it.
Again, you
Yep.
get good breaks from bad shots sometimes, and sometimes you get bad breaks from good shots.
No, understood. That's the traditionalist manner. Yep. Absolutely. Heck yeah.
Yep.
What a treat.
Yep. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Well, the important part that I went into all that is not to get into mud balls and me missing getting paid by 2 because I couldn't get it done. But I had a pleasure of playing. We had a good group. We had DJ, Ambrose, and then what a treat watching our club champ, 2-time club champ Dan Garrigan. He played super great, just on it. Very little mistakes, if anything. Could have, a couple putts lipped out on him. Long story short, he ended up shooting 72 on a very difficult track. He was low amateur of the event, won the low amateur title for the Lonnie, and he actually beat all the professionals but 2.
That's awesome.
So that was
No, he didn't he finish? I thought Swanee shot 73 and Palladino shot 72. Like actual overall score.
Oh no, yeah, score he beat everybody, I believe.
Yeah, I think he
But
tied
points,
Palladino.
But
Yeah, points. I
points,
forgot.
yeah, but the stable for
Yeah.
points, because Swanee got a bunch of points for chipping in on the eagle, and
Yeah.
Palladino must have had more birdies than Dan
He
did.
had
So,
he had an eagle. Palladino had an eagle on the par
well, there
five.
you go. Yeah, so that's where
I cannot wait to get strokes from this guy. It's gonna be so fun. I literally can't wait. It's just gonna be a treat. It's the guy. I mean, he's good. What are you gonna do?
Nah,
I mean,
he is.
and he actually plays tough golf courses really well because he doesn't hit it offline a lot.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, if he rolls it halfway decent, he plays well.
No, he
So
does. So,
yeah,
congrats, Dan. That was it was great watching, great event.
DG.
Gee, congrats.
And we got Monday coming up. We got Pro Western New York PGA section event. Tony and I will be pairing up again to take on Western New York's finest. So we will report back next week on our round.
Boy, I hope that the weather's good leading up into that because actually I hope it's shit and you guys play the
I
ball
hope it
down.
rains.
And
I hope
Tony
it rains
literally
all
chips
week.
it down the fairway 6 times. Mike Veg's like, no, for sure, he chipped it down the fairway 6 times. Like, no.
I'm gonna have video of it. I'm gonna pro go.
We'll get you guys. Yeah, we'll get you guys a GoPro. We'll get a cart one. Yeah, we'll have the whole deal.
Oh,
I love it.
It'll be epic.
I want torrential downpour 3 days before, and they just decide to play it down.
I'll put the shot tracer on it. It's just
Done.
like a little boop.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. What a treat.
I'm gonna have a little sign. I have a little sign that says, "That's just the brakes," or whatever it is. Whatever you said. That's just a bad break on a good shot.
Yeah.
You'll get a good break on a bad one soon. It'll all balance out.
Ever since we had that conversation, I have had like a bunch of mud balls.
How many have you chipped?
Everyone that had a hazard in play.
Oh my god, where are you playing that had hazards in play? There are
not that many.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
so you're just bashing it down there, right?
You know the course I'm playing on 10.
Yeah. Where's the hazard?
The other day, left, out of bounds, left and long.
I mean, so you chipped it down there? Yeah, and you could.
I did.
I mean, that's like a runway up the front of the green.
Absolutely.
Like
there's no bunker or anything.
Oh, now it makes sense because.
No, I'm purely saying that that's what the hole is, and I'm never doing that ever. I'm never doing it, and I may try it.
I'll when we play.
I hope there's mud balls.
I hope we both get a mud ball, and we're like right next to each other.
Me too.
You try and pull something off.
Me too. I hope you stick to your traditional bullshit ways and actually chip it down there. Because if you don't, I'm lighting your ass up on here.
4.
you're getting lit
double.
Up. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's see.
We should have a mud ball contest.
Sure, I'm in.
We'll just manufacture mud balls.
Done.
Put them in the fairway. We'll see how you do. We'll see how I do.
Done.
I'm pretty sure I'd win it.
Like,
I'd be the minus 500 favorite.
I love it.
I mean,
watch.
Not all right, boys. Chip it down there for sake.
All right, let's move it along. Let's move this along.
All right.
We've beaten this horse enough. So that was my recap from Craigburn. Thanks again to Frank LaForce, Palladino, all the guys over at Craigburn. Tony, thank you.
Palladino's turning into Lonnie Nelson.
You can't say that. No.
Well, I mean,
he's a good.
Close.
No, give him 10. Give him 10 years doing it, and have him get some tour status first, and then maybe you could bring that up.
I mean,
you can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I get it.
No,
no, I understand. I'm just saying. I mean,
I get your point that
we can't call Scotty Tiger, but I mean, if let's just call a spade here. Scotty Scheffler's last 40 months. Okay, he has 19 wins.
Yeah,
that's awesome. more than Jordan Spieth's career.
It's probably more than a lot of guys' careers.
36 top threes.
Mm-hmm.
More than Jason Day's career. 52 top tens. More than Max Homa's career. He has 3 majors, which is more than DJ's, Dustin Johnson's career.
Mm-hmm.
And he has 121 million in earnings, which is more than Mickelson's. And I don't like the money. I don't like the money comparison because the money now is so much it's 4x.
Yeah,
It may be
can't.
more than that. It might be 7x.
Yeah, with
what a
live
normal,
and what they do with the purses and stuff.
Yeah, a normal
you can't
PGA
compare.
tournament. So, but I mean, listen, it's guys, whatever. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
No, so yeah, I definitely refer to Scotty a lot as Tiger-like.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely, he's got to win a lot more majors, but
I get
he's
it.
definitely trending that way. But
I get it. But
anyway.
Palladino, he's won a lot up there for the first few years he's been up there. He's still got a number of years. I get it, but we don't have any idea.
Yeah, let's get him in the Stauffer and Freeze category first before we go to Nielsen.
That's true. I feel like it's okay. All right,
he's on his way.
Yeah, he's there.
It's a comparison because he's at the same course, right?
Agreed. Yeah. That's really what it is. So,
I gotcha.
Anyways, Palladino, cheers, buddy.
Yeah,
I got a lot of appreciation for your game. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Well, hey, you got the floor. It's time for now our AD Weekly.
Boys, I got a treat for you this week. I had a bunch of stuff that kind of came up. There was a lot of cool headlines with LPGA Tour, and then it's the same headline on at the Memorial with Scotty. But we had the longest day in golf this past week. Monday was the 36-hole U.S. Open final qualifying. If nobody follows, if you don't have any idea what it is or really what it entails, we've got players from 14-year-olds to multiple major winners, Ryder Cup captains, both good and bad, and plenty of guys in between. We run, let's see, there were overall 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 3 on May 19th. So that makes it 13. I think it's 12, and I'm overcounting by 1. But there's all the you have 13 sites, 12 sites, and everybody's vying for between 3 and 7 spots. This year, just some notable names. First and foremost, this is going to be the first year that Sergio Garcia, unless he gets one of the last exemptions that the USGA is willing to give after sectional qualifying, which I have not heard anything yet. I'm guessing it's probably going to be Friday would be the latest that we'd find out. His streak is done for the U.S. Open. Wow. He failed to get through in Texas on the 19th. I think I'm going to say he missed by a few. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, he missed actually missed the playoff by a shot. But there were, in that alone, there was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was a 8-for-1 playoff with names that, Cameron Tringale, longtime PGA Tour player, Doug Gim, Cristobal Del Solar, he's been out there, and then a few other, Korn Ferry Tour players, and an AM that ended up missing out. And you're talking 7 under, good scores week in and week out. One notable name, and I've got to throw it out there, Justin Hicks down here at Emerald Dunes, shot 10 under. I was fortunate enough to play a minor league event with him. It's my one and only minor league tour win. We played a pro 2-man best ball and ended up winning by a shot over a group of guys at like 16 or 17 under. I think it was 14 under. And so that's a treat. We have a junior in high school out of Georgia that, if I'm not mistaken, is a commit to the University of Georgia in 2028 will be his first year, 26, 27. Yeah, I think 28, 27 or 28. He shot 2 rounds matching of 63, 18 under. That's a junior in high school. So what, 16? With
17,
two rounds of 63 at the Piedmont Driving Club in Atlanta, Georgia. They took 5 spots.
What's his name?
His name is Mason Howell.
I'll have to remember that one.
I mean, 63. There was actually another guy that shot the exact matching scores, Jackson Buchanan. They just blew the field away by 7 shots. 11 under got in there for 5 spots. You have names of, Luke Poulter was at the Florida site, Ian Poulter's son. Graham McDowell was in there. Nick Watney, Webb Simpson. You've got Eric Van Rooyen was in a spot. Matt Kuchar, Ricky Fowler, Cameron Young ended up getting in a, if I'm not mistaken, a 5-for-1, which this leaderboard, if you guys want to see, this is a US Open qualifier leaderboard. At 13 under, Eric Van Rooyen wins. Second, Bud Cauley, Lanto Griffin, Justin Lauer. Cameron Young in a 5-for-1 got in over Ricky Fowler, Max Homa, Eric Cole, and a young and up-and-comer. He's not young. He's probably late 20s, Chase Johnson. Really good player in his own right. Just down the list, Padraig Harrington, Ches Reavie, Alex Noren, James Piot, Jake Knapp, Tom Lehman, Adam Hadwin. That's one site in Ohio for a U.S. Open qualifier. I mean, that, you want to talk about how hard it is to get into a U.S. Open? It's open to anybody, but we're talking PGA Tour caliber winners, major winner leaderboards. So, Blocky was out there in Valencia, your boy Mike.
How'd he do? Because I saw his Instagram where he was live broadcasting during the round, like, hey, I have 2 over and I need to get like 3 on the way in with 5 to go or something like that. I didn't bother to look if he made it or not.
No, he finished a ways down here. I didn't see exactly where he was because I saw him at +2 and I kind of just wrote him off at that point. Yeah. Not enough crowd apparently out there for him to play solid. So, I'm not even seeing where he's at this point. Oh, there he is. +4. He shot 74, 72. Right. So he didn't make enough coming in. But Preston Summerhays, he's an AM. He's out of, I believe, Arizona State University. He medaled there at 69, followed up a 69 with 63 to win by 3 there. There's some other, there were some other pretty solid names out there. Daniel Summerhays. You had a bunch of Korn Ferry Tour guys and a few PGA Tour members that were out there as well. So I could go on with this for a good 45 minutes to an hour on my own segment and let you know everything that was going on. But, there were some big names out of Springfield that were up there. You had Zach Blair has been just kind of lingering around. He's a Utah boy. He's lingered around the PGA Tour for a number of years. If I'm not mistaken, a couple time winner at least once.
He played well at the 2-man.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. He played with I think Patrick Fishburne. They're both I believe BYU boys, close to that. But I mean, you had Kurt Kitayama, who was, if I'm not mistaken, was up on close to the top of the leaderboard at the Memorial. There were, there's Dylan Yu, there's Nick Hardy, there's just a bunch of names that are lingering around. One other interesting fact down here in Florida, you had Austin Trunslow, who is a Michael Bender guy. He we talked about the yips a week or two ago, and he had the chipping yips, and his remedy for that was, I'm gonna chip one-handed, and he's qualified for 2 U.S. Opens since that change, and he actually beat Ian Poulter's son Luke in a 2-for-1 playoff in Florida on the second playoff hole to get in. He was a guy that had he was a big Korn Ferry Tour guy. I believe he had PGA Tour status, at least some sort of limited status, and he ended up getting in there, which is, I thought, was a pretty good. It's going to be interesting if they show him just pitching it around Oakmont one-handed with 5.5-inch rough. So hopefully that right hand has gotten a lot of work out.
Better start doing some rough. Start doing some curls right now.
Yeah, agreed. But Blades Brown is another name that is like a Luke Clanton. He's 19. He just turned pro. 18. He just turned pro. He's an second alternate. Probably not going to get in. Finished one shot out of the playoff down here in Florida. But that's going to be another name to look for. Just like, this Clanton kid coming out of FSU. Blades Brown, I don't believe, is
a great name.
Doing the class. Yeah, I mean, he's played in a few PGA Tour events. I did not do my homework well enough on him to know how many he's played in, but if I'm not mistaken, he played a Korn Ferry Tour event down here in Sarasota, and has made a cut or two out there. So, I'm a big, as we talked about, I'm a big competitive golf guy. U.S. Opens, the one place where just random guys can get in. I'm pretty sure there's a dentist. Vogt is his name, VOGT. He's a dentist, a great mid-am player that ended up getting in. And I believe won his qualifier at like 7 or 8 under. There's just so many great stories that I could go on for hours. So I've gone on enough at this point that I'll digress. But it's such a cool tournament. It's such a great Monday. The Golf Channel has realized how big of a day it is, and how much people are interested in it, that they've put live coverage out there. They've got teams at different sites. I'm not sure it's all of them, but they definitely have some crews out at all of them. They just don't have a full array, depending on where the big names are playing in different parts of the country. So yeah, it's a cool spot. So I wanted to fill everybody in and give you a little take on what it's like to be with a shot, whether you're 14 or whether you're 54, trying to get a spot in the coveted U.S. Open at Oakmont this year, where +2 is going to win the U.S. Open.
Oh, early prediction.
Interesting.
+2.
+2.
I believe if they don't cut the rough, that could be very possible. Very possible. Place is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think this place is going to be a wild show, and I'm here for it. So I'm here for it.
That's great. Well, great stuff. It sounds like, for somebody that doesn't follow it that closely, it sounds like the first day of March Madness almost.
Yeah,
a little bit. Like for golf, it's like just stuff coming in, live reports coming in, and as the day moves on, So Golf Channel, they probably go live look-ins on the playoffs and stuff. Oh, we got an 8-for-1, 5-for-1, 2-for-1, and they that would be pretty cool. Remind me next year. I'll have to record it and maybe watch some of that coverage.
Yeah, you've got, somewhere around with all the sites, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 sites here, so 13 overall. Just yesterday, there's, close to 1,000 guys with, on average five spots each joint. So you've got 1,000 guys vying for 50 spots, and they're all broken down in different sections. So it's it's just a great day for golf. So
what happened? I heard a little scuttlebutt about it. What happened to Homa? You were prefacing something with Homa and a caddy, and what did he miss by one?
yeah, he missed the playoff by a shot in at Kin. Actually, they had it at Kinsale. Bob Sauer,
nice.
Isn't that Sauer spot?
It is.
Yeah, they had. No, he was actually in the 5-for-1. So the 5-for-1 was Cameron Young, Eric Cole, Max Homa, Ricky Fowler, and Chase Johnson.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think Cameron Young, I believe, made like a 10, 12 footer to get in. But apparently Max Homa after this week, Sunday night, Monday morning, something like that, separated with his caddy that he's had for the last 2 months. So he was out there just huffing his bag.
No.
For 36 holes. Nope. Carried it the whole way.
Oh, you can't take a push cart?
Staff bag?
You can. I think you can.
Oh, okay.
No, he had his double strap carry bag, just huffing it himself.
Nice.
So
that's sick.
I mean, yeah,
I love him for that.
A quick. I mean, he played the 18th hole at 3 over par. So
he's got to be having some serious, interesting self-talk conversations.
I mean, you'd think he'd be dialed in. I mean, I know he's not married, but he's definitely eating okay, and he's definitely got a house. So
he's got water.
You would think he would be pretty comfortable with what was going on, but apparently he got hounded all day for it. There were a lot of reporters, there were a lot of local stuff that was going on, trying to figure out what was happening. He dodged it for, if I'm not mistaken, all 36 holes. And then he made a comment. I don't know if it was live on anything or who it was to, but I believe it was kind of off air. It was just to one of the normal close reporters that they talk to on the PGA Tour on a regular basis. So it'll be interesting that's obviously going to come up, whether it's this week at the Canadian or at the U.S. Open. Actually, he won't be at the U.S. Open, so either this week at the Canadian or the week after. So that'll be nice to kind of follow and figure out what was going on. But you know what, Tony, I got to tell you, huffing at 36 holes, dude, there's got to be a shot saved somewhere that he's not in the playoff, and he's just in. So I'm with you there. I kind of think that was a little bit of a.
He's in if he's got a caddy. Right?
I think he's in. That's just me. But even if it's just not, he's got a little extra energy. He doesn't whiff one, make 6 or whatever. Just saves a shot somewhere. But
no, I don't disagree. I think having somebody loop the bag for you is a huge energy savings, and
like what's going on right now?
Yeah, I don't say caddies are totally useless. Just show up, shut up, and keep up. Right? That's all you got to do. Grab the bag and go, man.
That is.
But that's the old motto. But yeah, you definitely need somebody to carry the bag for you.
Well, do you remember in Tin Cup? You remember in Tin Cup, the final qualifier? Mm-hmm. He had to huff it himself.
But he only had
Yeah, but he ended up getting in. He made that 30-foot snake on the last to get in. So, I mean,
Yeah,
the
but that
caddies
was
don't mean shit.
easier. You know why? If you don't remember, he only had his 7-iron.
Never
He
missed with
snapped
the
all the other
7-iron.
ones.
That's
No, that
right.
was in the first one.
So he just went with the 7-iron all the way around, and then he
That was in local. In sectional, he
had the big guy
dumped
caddy
Fat
for
Boy.
him.
Yeah,
That's right. And then he took the bag from him because he's like, "You're gonna die. Give me this."
yeah, and then they carried him off.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, he was wearing headphones too, though, so that's probably illegal. But
I think
we
so.
won't.
Yeah.
You can't really go back to it now. The tournament's
That's
already
right.
over with.
So, do you think Max will have a caddy this week?
He
No.
has to.
I'm
You can't play a
available
PGA Tour
if you need
event
one,
without a
Mac.
caddy.
Oh, it's mandatory.
Yeah.
Caddy union.
I don't know what it is. It's just the PGA Tour rule that you have to have a looper. So,
I gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see who he drags out.
Tony, give it a call, brother.
Yeah.
Here, need me.
Dude,
Reach
just
out,
go to Instagram and just plow his page.
Yeah.
And then tell him I'll give you a reference.
Got it.
And tell him you'll work for 2%.
Yeah, I probably would.
No.
My favorite caddy moment of the week. Did you guys see it? I can't believe you didn't bring it up.
No,
It was on my. Maybe you guys didn't see it. It was on my IG reels after Scotty's win.
Oh, I did.
Yes, yes. Ted Scott getting it on in the locker room, doing his little dance with the flag and everything.
I threw it on our story this week on One Foot Drive.
Love me some Ted Scott.
Did you also see
He's my new favorite
picture? The picture of Scotty holding his son, and it's like the poop stains on his butt. It's like
just
prime dad moment. One of us.
Listen. Scotty's like golf, God, and family. Like that's Scotty. There's a lot of people that love it, and there's a lot of people that are just like, this dude makes golf boring. And you have kind of both sides of it. There's no, there's no what's the word I'm looking for? There's no
middle ground.
No, that side of him. There's no like
personality.
There's just nothing about him he's a great golfer, and that's what it is, and that's what he's supposed to do.
Not gonna be wrapping around an SUV around a tree anytime soon. Whatever.
Yeah, he's not gonna be.
He did get arrested though. Yeah, he got arrested though.
Good for him.
He's in.
That's his
elite. He's an elite company.
Unreal.
TW John Daly. Yeah, he's in. All right. Well, boys, that is a very great segment. That leads us to our final spot of the night, our fact check. I must say we did very good last week. Of course, we fact checked ourselves along the way, so that saved us a little bit. But I only had one that we didn't solve. Asterisk tally. We thought she finished top 5, top 10, top something at the Women's Masters Invitational this year.
Did she not?
She made a 2 on number 1 at Augusta in the final round, and she birdied 2 of her last 3 holes to finish 11 under and finish tied for second.
Yeah,
she wasn't tied for second; she was just second alone.
I knew
one stroke off the lead.
Yeah.
So asterisk. She finished second place. I thought that was pretty cool. An eagle on number 1 to start your final round.
That's nuts.
And she hit like a wild shot late in her round too. And I can't remember. Maybe not late. Maybe it was 7 or 8. No, 7 maybe. She ran. No, I don't think you can run it up the front. I can't remember what hole it was, but she kind of like darted one through the trees, like a little draw, ran it up, and it like rolled to the back behind the flag. And if I'm not mistaken, she rolled that in for birdie too. It was a wild shot that she made. Yeah, it was really good. So, yeah, nice little finish for her.
Very good.
All right, gents. Anything else?
Love it. Good one, boys.
What
Well
a
done,
week.
Andy.
What a
All
week.
right.
You know, guys.
Another great
job, boys.
week. We got
Cheers.
Canadian Open this week. Tune in. We got a little live. Next week,
And we,
U.S. Open.
ooh,
Gonna be great
boys,
stuff.
boys. Cheers.
To the
Cheers.
Ralph.
Give me a beer.